What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here. Welcome into another video. I'm going to be showing you guys a team that I believe to be the apex team of this season. I went 20-4 all sets on the day, so let's check out this team here. Wait, what, 21-4? Yeah, 21-4. Absolutely amazing record here, so let's check it out. So Shadow Alligator into Drifloon here. This is a great lead considering Shadow Claws are doing super effective damage and Hydro Cannons are gonna probably one-shot this thing. But look at the Astonishes go. Astonish is such a good move now that it is absolutely chunking. We even shield up the move and it is outpacing the Shadow Claws, as you can see there, as my Alligator is lower health than the Drifloon is. I tried to come in here with the Bandabuzz to catch the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, all we caught is that Mystical Fire and that debuff, and out comes a Dunsparce. Now, Dunsparce is kind of a little bit of a tricky Pokemon to deal with this team, but with the combination of Shadow Alligator, Mandibuzz, and Dugong, the three can really handle either Lickitung, or Dunsparce here. So I'm gonna come in here with the Alligator, eat the move, and then I'm gonna have to come in here with the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is gonna be able to take not one more Rock Slide. A couple of these rollouts, but Rock Slide will be able to knock us out. And now they come in here with the Goodra. Unfortunately, I throw the Aerial Ace trying to knock out the Dunsparce. A little bit of lag happened on my end, but we do get the two Aerial Aces before we get knocked out. I would have liked to have it a Dark Pulse, but not gonna complain too much. We get two Aerial Aces off, and then we can come in here with the Dugong, hopefully get the full farm down before they get to one more Thunder Punch. We do get the full farm down, which is absolutely massive. Back in comes the Dunsparce. I'm gonna throw the Drill Run. Drill Run is gonna be saying left, right, good night, almost to the Dunsparce. We get the full farm down, and that Dunsparce is done out of this battle, as another Drill Run is gonna be enough to KO that Dunsparce. GG's, well played to my opponent there. Whew! Got a little bit tight in the end game, but we ended up pulling that one right out. So hopping into the next matchup here. Greninja into Alligator. This isn't as bad as a matchup as you would think it is, but Night Slashes do add up, and Hydro Cannon absolutely chunks at Greninja, demanding a shield. Now, once you get all shields down, Mandibuzz and Dugong do have a lot of play as well. Look at that. Resisted damage did as much as a neutral Night Slash. You'll love to see it. I do catch the next Night Slash here on my Mandibuzz, banking a bunch of energy, and now out comes a Clodsire. I'm going to do a lot of Snarls, farming up to almost 100 energy here, and then throw the Dark Pulse, throwing one more Snarl, and then the Dark Pulse for optimal timing here. Could have thrown three for better timing, but I just wanted to get to the Dark Pulses off before I get hit by a Stone Edge. So hopefully I can come back in here with the Alligator, throw the Hydro Cannon on the CMP tie. This should be enough to knock out this Clodsire, but that wasn't a CMP tie. I guess I just lagged a turn, didn't get the full Poison Sting through. Either that or I didn't see it go through. But anyways, we let our Alligator go down here. I will shield up the Stone Edge. That does do super effective damage, and hopefully I can get the full farm down before they get to another Stone Edge. No, I actually chicken out here. I'm gonna throw the Drill Run just before they get to another Stone Edge, I do believe, and now out comes an Ariados, and we get the debuff off. I'm gonna hop back into my Mandibuzz here. We can eat a lunch here, debuffed. Mandibuzz is just so thick, and I'm just gonna save a shield now for Dugong. Dugong is gonna be able to farm this Greninja all the way down after taking a Night Slash, because all I really have to be worried about now is Trailblaze from the Ariados. So I'm gonna debuff them with an Icy Wind, hopefully grabbing the shield, and then hopefully I can make it to a Drill Run before they lunge us. But I will shield out the potential Trailblaze, and I'm really hoping that we can get either the knockout with this Drill Run, but I don't think we do. But one more Ice Shard should do the trick, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. Again, got a little dicey in the end game, but we ended up pulling it out. So hopping into the next match, amazing lead here for Alligator into Clodsire. They're going to hop into a Golisopod, and I'm going to throw my Hydro Cannon right away. I do have a solid answer to this, as Mandibuzz is going to be able to resist a Shadow Claws. They don't really want to throw Aerial Ace, so I think they're stuck throwing Liquidation, which is not the best move. As you see, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and now I can just overfarm by a lot here. I'm not afraid of taking another Liquidation. Even if it does lower my defense, I do believe I live one more, but I'm at the back-to-back Aerial Aces anyways. First Aerial Ace, gonna get that Golisopod very low. Second Aerial Ace is definitely gonna knock it out. And from here, I just hard pivot back into my Alligator. I'm gonna be able to outpace to this Ice Beam here. Ice Beam is gonna put pressure on that shield, and then With all shields down, I have 2 shield up Dugong, which should be able to do the trick. I even think I shield this one up. Yeah, so I shield this one up. I'm going to get to another Ice Beam, which is going to put this Mandibuzz down into a farm down range. So a lot better for me to handle than taking a couple Dark Pulses and then having to potentially take a Stone Edge. Either way, I still would have won. So I come in here with a Dugong. We're going to get the full farm down. My opponent knows the game is over, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. I would have had an Icy Wind locked and loaded by the time that Clodsire wanted to come back in, debuff them, and yeah, you know how it goes from there. Superior lead. I'm going to hop right into my Dugong. Going to shield up the potential Frenzy Plant, as I would do a lot of damage, but they savagely bait us with an Aerial Ace. Okay, that's a lot of fun. Either way, a Zoom Roll into Dugong. This is not a terrible matchup. Play roughs do really start to add up, but we're going to get the Icy Wind off just to lower their attack so that we don't take as much damage from those play roughs as we want. And then I'm going to hard pivot back into my Feraligatr. Feraligatr is an amazing response to this Zoom Roll, and I'm not going to throw energy. What I'm going to do here is farm up so much energy that I have almost 2 Hydro Cannons locked and loaded. I do end up throwing this energy, but they come back in with a Superior, and I have just enough health and energy to make it to this Ice Beam to force a shield from them. They are going to get a full farm down. They decide to throw energy. Okay. Apparently, they thought I had more energy than I did, but I think that was a mistake, them throwing energy there. Either way, we'll take it. Coming with the Mandibuzz, all they have to do is throw non-stab Aerial Aces, which I am completely fine with. And I know they have energy on the Zoom Roll, so all I have to do is farm up almost to the maximum amount of energy. I didn't want them to catch and then save their Superior, so that's why I threw that move just a little bit early. But either way, they come back in with the Zoom Roll. We have the Aerial Ace locked and loaded. That takes them out, and now out comes a Drapion. I'm going to throw this Aerial Ace, and they're going to hard dip into my Dugong here, as I almost have an Icy Wind loaded. We actually get the Icy Wind off before they even throw a move, which is a little bit of a mistake on their end. If I threw the Drill Run there, that's game over. Unfortunately, my opponent knows that I was going to throw the Icy Wind, so they no shield that. And now they have a shield up, a very spammy Pokemon. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should just Snarl this Drapion all the way down. Can we get the Snarl down? No, we can't, but can we live this Aqua Tail? Yes, we can. Who was worried? Mandibuzz putting the team on its back, and that's going to be a very close win again. So hopping into the next matchup here, Gastrodon lead. Again, 2 better answers in the back. So what I'm going to do here is going to grab a shield advantage. So I'm going to throw 7 Shadow Claws and then the Hydro Cannon. And then I'm going to hard pivot into my Mandibuzz here after throwing 1 more Shadow Claw to hopefully catch the Body Slam. But unfortunately, all they do is come into this matchup with the Clodsire. Now, Clodsire, a little bit scary Pokemon to deal with Mandibuzz, considering they have the Stone Edge. Stone Edge does do super effective damage, and this thing can take 4 Dark Pulses to the face plus Snarl damage. Look at that. Not even worried. Three Dark Pulses, sorry. But second Stone Edge is going to be able to take us out. And I have I decided to come back in with the Feraligatr, shield up the Body Slam, but they have the back-to-back. So I think I no-shield this one. It puts us very low, but I throw 1 Shadow Claw and then the move. Hydro Cannon, gonna grab that second shield, and then I'm gonna come in here with the Dugong. I'm gonna have to expend a shield here on the Earth Power, as I would do a whole lot of damage. And then I kind of have to hope that nothing in the back is, or something in the back is gonna be weak to this Dugong. They come back in with the Clodsire, forcing me to throw energy. Back in comes a Gastrodon, and I'm like, what's in the back? Is it a Mandibuzz? It's a Mandibuzz in the back. And now this Dugong is gonna be living, even catching the Dark Pulse here on the Feraligatr just to seal the deal. Now we get the debuff off. Debuff, Dark Pulse is not going to be as threatening as the regular Dark Pulse, obviously, and they're not going to be able to make it 2 moves before I make it to another Icy Wind to knock them out. So they throw the Aerial Ace. I think that was just them trying to conserve energy a little bit just to be able to throw the Dark Pulse, but not going to matter. We end up taking that game. GG's, well played. And that's going to be a 5-0 set for our first set to start the video off. All those rare candies, you love to see it. So hopping into the next matchup here. Feraligatr into Sandslash. Right where we want to see the Sandslash, other than Dugong. Dugong does pretty well, especially with the Shadow Claw, or not, the Shadow Claw, the Powder Snow variant. So they decide to hop into an Azumarill, and I'm completely fine with this. I'm going to throw 7 more Shadow Claws here, and then the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon going to do some nice damage. I'm just going to keep farming up energy. I want to have energy coming out of this matchup, and I want to make sure that I inflict massive damage onto this Azumarill. So again, 7 more Shadow Claws, and then the next Hydro Cannon knocks out the Azumarill. I am a shield down, but I have loaded energy, and I'm going to expend my second shield here. Alone Sandslash throws that Drill Run here. They hop into an Oranguru, and I fumble here. I don't come in with the Mandibuzz. Oh, Mandibuzz is a complete wall to this Oranguru energy. Oh, such a bad misplay on my end. I'm not... Maybe we can still pull this one out. So my thinking now is come in with the Mandibuzz, get the full farm down if my opponent lets me, which they do not. I'm going to throw this Dark Pulse. It's going to do some nice damage. Not demanding a shield, unfortunately, but I have unlimited energy on this Feraligatr. Getting the first shield, grabbing the second shield right away. And then we just have the Mandibuzz in the back, which can survive an Ice Punch. I do believe this is a non-shadow. But they actually throw the Ice Punch against the Feraligatr. Really well played by my opponent, but it puts them into a range where I snarl them down. Ice Punch, not going to do a whole lot of damage. We're going to get the Snarl down. So maybe if they just throw the Drill Run there, get to the Ice Punch, have a little more health, maybe possibly get to a second one, force me to throw energy. That could have been a different game, but they decide to throw the Ice Punch, and I get a lot more Shadow Claw damage, which turns out to be their downfall. So, Feraligatr versus Feraligatr. I'm going to hop into my Dugong here to catch the Hydro Cannon because they didn't throw on CMP tie. Hydro Cannon does nothing. They hop into a Clodsire. I know they're going to outpace to the Stone Edge, but you know what? I really want to debuff them, so I'm going to shield. I'm going to throw 1, and then the Icy Wind just to take some less Poison Sting damage as well. Icy Wind going to debuff them. 1, 2, 3. I should be able to live this next Stone Edge now thanks to that debuff. So, gonna no shield that. Stone Edge comes in. I'm gonna come in with the Feraligatr. I'm gonna farm up to 6 Shadow Claws, throwing on the CMP tie. This Hydro Cannon is gonna grab the shield from my opponent, and from here, I think I no shield the Stone Edge. We do end up living, and now out comes a Guzzlord. I'm really glad I saved this Icy Wind because this is crucial, super effective damage that they no shield. Don't know why they did that, but that just kind of seals the deal from them. I'm just going to come in here with the Mandibuzz. They are debuffed, so there's no point in me shielding this. Sludge Bomb does absolutely nothing to this Mandibuzz here. We get the Aerial Ace off. Dark Pulse would have been resisted. That doesn't even KO the bulky Mandibuzz, but now out comes this Clodsire here. Just going to throw. I kind of lost track of their energy. I probably could have farmed up some more, which is getting a little bit scary because there is a Feraligatr still alive, and I do end up shielding this Hydro Cannon, and I'm really hoping I outpace to, yeah, I'm at the back-to-back here. As long as they don't have 1 more Hydro Cannon stored, we should be good to go. First Aerial Ace gets a shield, second Aerial Ace knocks out the Feraligatr, and now we're just going to be able to snarl down this Dark-type Dragon Guzzlord, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent there. So, hopping into the next matchup, Feraligatr into Golurk. Another good lead, but these Mudslaps are going to absolutely start chunking, and now out comes a Feraligatr. This is not as good as a matchup for the Dugong as you think it is, because Feraligatr spams out these Hydro Cannons like there is no tomorrow, and our pacing on Dugong is just atrocious. So, we can survive 1 more Hydro Cannon. I'm not really too worried about that. So we take the Hydro Cannon. I get to this Icy Wind, and Switch Clock is almost up here. So if they let this go, I'm going to hard pivot into my Mandibuzz right away, because I know they're going to be bringing back in that that thing there. What is that thing? Frig, I can't remember that thing's name. Doesn't matter. They hop into a Dunsparce, and again, this is not the worst matchup. We are taking super effective damage, but Mandibuzz is so thick that we're going to be able to take 2 Rock Slides and put this thing into a range where a Hydro Cannon is going to be able to knock it out. So Dark Ball is going to be coming in. All shields are in play, and then I hard pivot into my Feraligatr, and they are not swapping out. They're trying to get all this energy off, trying to grab all my shields possibly. So again, I have 2 Hydro Cannons loaded here, and I don't think that that Ghost Pokemon has a move there. So I throw as many Shadow Claws as I can. I think that was 4. Throw the Hydro Cannon. Back in comes the Golurk. I remember the name now because I read it. Hydro Cannon grabs the shield. I'm gonna swap into my Dugong, and yeah, we're in trouble because they I messed this game up. Yep, I messed this game up really bad. Now this Shadow Punch is enough to knock us out. They have the Dynamic Punch. Even Shadow Punch would have been enough to knock out. But if I didn't swap into my Dugong there, we probably would have won that game. Maybe. It would have been close. But again, Shadow Wall and Sand Slash with Powder Snow is very good. And they decided to hop into a Gastrodon. So what I'm going to do is get the Hydro Cannon off. And I'm going to farm up back to the Hydro Cannon. Hop into my Mandibuzz here. Farm up to 100 energy. Throw the Aerial Ace to take out the Gastrodon. Or do I attempt to farm down? I think I attempt to farm this thing down with... No, that's ridiculous. Why would I do that? No. Farm up to 100 energy, throw the Aerial Ace, take out the Gastrodon, back in comes the Alolan Sandslash. We have a Dark Pulse locked and loaded. Dark Pulse is going to do some nice chip damage. Do I stay in? Yeah, I just stay in. No reason to shield this. I don't even think this knocks us out. No, it doesn't knock us out, which is absolutely absurd. And Dark Pulse is going to grab the shield, come in with the Feraligatr, throw the Hydro Cannon right away. And if they don't shield this, they just get knocked out. And what's in the back? It's a Marowak. So this is Home Size Henry's team. Gastrodon, Marowak in the back with Alolan Sandslash in the front. And unfortunately for them, we have an Ice type with 2 shields. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. We completely kind of hardwalled them there. So hopping into the next matchup, Feraligatr into Feraligatr. This matchup really all concerns about who wins the CMP tie. So I'm going to throw on 5. But we end up losing CMP tie, unfortunately. So Hydro Cannon gonna get shielded up. If they want to no shield it, I'm completely fine with that. But I'm assuming they're gonna shield it up as well. Gonna count to 5 and then catch on my Dugong here. But looks like they did an extra Shadow Claw and then they threw. But I'm completely fine with them throwing another Hydro Cannon into my Dugong. Gonna throw this Icy Wind right away, and then they hop into a Feral Thorn. This can get a little bit tricky, but they decide to overfarm, allowing me to get to the second Icy Wind, which is honestly amazing for us. And then I was hoping that they would keep farming so I could possibly catch a Power Whip on my Mandibuzz, but unfortunately they don't. So now I just hard pivot into my Mandibuzz. They're double debuff, so Thunder, non-stab. Not going to do a crazy amount of damage here. And then I get a little bit greedy, and I throw my Aerial Ace on CMP tie. I should have threw 1 before, just to keep a lot more healthier on my Mandibuzz, but it was just a Power Whip. So what does it really matter? Aerial Ace is going to be coming in. Does that even knock out? Yes, it does. That's amazing for us. Clodsire comes in. We hit the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon has to knock it. Has to do a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, it just absolutely chunks that. Why would you not shield that? I'm just dumbfounded on why they did not shield that Hydro Cannon. Because I have so much energy here on this Mandibuzz. I almost have 2 Dark Pulses loaded. First Dark Pulse, that gets no shielded as well. And now all I have to do is get to these Aerial Aces, and that's going to be a good game. Stone Edge would probably knock us out from this health range as well, which they don't throw. I don't even know why, but Aerial Ace number 2 takes out the Clodsire. That's going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. A lot of misplays by them, but you know what? We digress. 4-1 set there just to end the video off. So if you're liking this team, please try it out. It was so much fun to use. Honestly, it just blew away the competition. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you're liking the content, please hit that like button. Comment if you want to see anything in the future. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because it really helps out the channel and it is greatly appreciated. And we will see everybody in the next video. Bye-bye.